Welcome to Chapter 2. Chapter 2 discusses provides a really good overview of the structure of advertising and promotion industry, media agencies, support organizations. It gives you sort of the mechanical side of things, how the competitors are structured that you can, as an advertiser, you can utilize, even small businesses. So this is none of what we talk about is the exclusive domain of big business, although that's primarily the focus of most textbooks is big business, big advertisers. But it's by all the concepts we're going to, excuse me, that we're going to talk about apply equally, if not more so, to small business. It's one of the things about advertising, it can make a small business seem or look big in the market's mind. So here's where we're at. Here's Chapter 2 of this first part, the first 4 chapters, and what we're going to go over. Constant transition. So what does this mean, transition? Well, it means there's changes. When they say power struggles have intensified, it means it's competitive. Certain media has changed immensely over, and I don't think it's going to stop anytime soon. Consolidations, corporations will buy one media company will buy another media company. There might be more in-house advertising done. It's very dynamic and ever-changing. This is what makes it interesting. It's not static or stale by any means. It's going to change, and how people interact with ads and are contacted by advertisers is going to continue to intensify. If for no other reason than we carry a media device in our pocket most of the time, and we're tied to the hip to these tools, aka your smartphone. Consumers in control of information and exposure. Because of social media, you can kind of pick and choose and tune out whatever you so desire. This has changed completely from years back when you had 3 TV channels and radio and print and no digital media whatsoever. Word of mouth is still probably the most powerful, which is one consumer speaking to another consumer in a direct fashion to a question. Where did you buy your insurance? Where did you buy your car? Where do you go to the dentist? You move to a new town. Where do you get your hair cut? Those types of things. Word of mouth is incredibly powerful. Word of mouth happens to be positive if A, we actually perform as we promise we do in the ads, and B, we deliver value. We deliver what we say we're going to deliver. We don't stretch the truth. We don't overpromise and underdeliver. If anything, we're going to slightly underpromise and overdeliver. But social media, blogs, and traditional advertising all work their way into word of mouth at some point in time. It's your experience. That's what word of mouth is. So scope and nature of advertising and promotion industry is gigantic. $1 trillion annually is spent. That's a lot of money. That's 1,000 billion, and a billion is 1,000 million. So you can kind of figure out the scope of the scale of what we're talking about. Amazon, Procter & Gamble, Comcast, Alphabet, huge amounts of money spent on advertising by these massive companies. Pardon me. Equally, the structure is important as well. Let's take a peek at that. So we've got advertisers. You could be an advertiser. Okay, you could have your own little side business. Let's say you paint or take pictures or you do whatever. You've got advertising agencies and external facilitators who help make this happen, and then media organizations, and then ultimately who you're trying to talk to, the target audience, who you're trying to inform, persuade. Remember, your target market is who we need to understand, because that's why we build what we build, say what we say, and deliver the product that they anticipate having. That's what advertising does, is reinforce that promise. Okay. So advertising agencies, there's lots of them in most cities of any size. And there's some of them are very specialized. They might be doing, in this part of the world, agricultural advertising. They might be consumer product advertising, might be institutional advertising. And as many different kinds of businesses there are, there's probably that many different kinds of ad agencies. Some are small, they might be one person. Some are very large and very powerful. Which is the best one? Well, they're organizations to make money. They might have the C-suite or chief executive officer, chief financial officer, technology officers, or they might be a one-person operation. So you have to kind of decide. It's no different than a CPA firm. It might be one person doing taxes, or it might be a whole 50 or 100 CPAs doing all sorts of business work. So you've got a lot to choose from. And you probably figured out who to use by their advertising, which is kind of an interesting turn of events. External facilitators, services, so consumer research, consumer perception, they tell us what the market understands or what they think they know. That's what market research is. Market research is very powerful and pretty accurate because of the amount of data that's available through the online experience. That's why, if you ever wonder why using Facebook or any other social store, what was the one, TikTok or any other of these is free, why they give you the code and let you create an account, is because they're pulling information from you. That it's a market research tool. That's why those things exist. That's why you get it for free. And then there's consultants that are specific to promotional areas and things like that. Databases. Remember, a database is just a collection of records. So AI is a very powerful tool that searches databases to come up with answers that we're looking for, as an example. Media organizations, so broadcast, print, interactive. This is just giving you the opportunity to get your arms around the scope of this business and how big it is. And it is massive. I mean, support media, billboards, directories, point of purchase displays, things you see in the store, all of these are powerful. So what a integrated marketing communication or integrated brand promotion company would do, whether you use one of these or all of these, they give you consistent messaging and outcomes, but primarily messaging, no matter the media that you use. So that's a good way to understand this. And let's just take a peek. So and this again, you're going to read the chapter. You're using this to kind of prompt your read. This is something to pay attention to. They give you the list sort of these different organizations or the availability, what's out there for you in different categories like print, broadcast, interactive, social media, and conglomerates. Conglomerates are big companies that are very powerful advertisers. So that should get you going on Chapter 2. Enjoy the read and stay on top of it. Thank you. If you have questions, let me know.